Morning, welcome to this breakout session. I will be introducing the session while we let participants join us. This is the session about the Digital Academy on climate data created within the project AGORA, which is an Horizon Europe, started in 2023 and coordinated by CMCC. We have here Marianna Dinolfi, who is the CMCC colleague responsible for the design and development of the Academy. So today she will be introducing you to this tool, which is designed as a capacity building tool in order to boost transformative actions from citizens and to a wide public, engaging them into adaptation processes and actions. So I will leave the floor to Marianna and hope you enjoy the session. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Arianna. Thanks for introducing me. Let me share my screen. I hope that you can see my presentation. I will pass in,
yes, we can see it in a presentation mode. Thank you.
In a presentation mode. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining this session. As Arianna was mentioning, this session will be focused on the usage of a digital academy that we are developing in the context of the AGORA project. I would like to start from the last Climate Europe 2 festival held on March in Venice, in which one of the topic was how climate services can support the European mission on climate change adaptation in increasing resilience against the climate change impacts. And during this festival, it was discussed about transformative change in regions with local authorities, as well as the citizen and communities engagement that play a key role in this transformative process. And also it was mentioned the AGORA project as a European initiative focusing on the use of digital tools. And this is the reason why we discussed it, and we have the idea to introduce this project in the context of this web festival. The AGORA is a Horizon European initiative started in January 2023 and coordinated by CMCC Foundation, and this project aligned with the overall goal of the mission, promoting the creation of wide community of aware citizens. So the main objectives are to engage citizens and communities and aware them to foster climate action and build a climate resilient Europe. So basically, in a sort of bullet point list, we can summarize the objectives of the project in three main points. The first is to promote the engagement actions, again, in order to engage citizens and community in action against the climate change, and then how we together these citizens and communities could co-create and oriented climate adaptation solution, and then test and identify the most effective engagement methodologies for citizen participation to local adaptation processes. How we are managing and trying to reaching these objectives in the context of the AGORA project. We are discussing with 4 pilot regions that constitute the co-production arena and co-design and to co-design, co-develop, and co-implement the climate adaptation solutions. Also, we have the followers, so a sort of stakeholders and municipalities, regional governments, NGO that can reach and can support the Agora ambitions as followers. So also outside from the geographical areas of the pilot regions. And in this way, this is a very nice opportunity that we have to engage and involve a greater number of people supporting the whole adaptation process in Europe. So the main outcome expected by the Adaptation Agora project will be specific solution to address the climate crisis locally, identify the best practices and methodologies and innovative approaches and the digital tools for active participation to tackle disinformation and on climate change for empowered communities and to promote tangible actions for societal actions. These here listed are the partners of the Agora project. CMCC is the coordinator, but we are supported by Ibercivis, ECLE, APRE, IASA, University of Geneva, SEI, Tallinn, Stockholm, and Oxford, CIMA Foundation, ATC, Barcelona Supercomputing Center, and EXA. As said before, we start from the 4 pilot areas that are located, as you can see here in the map, in Sweden, in Germany, in Italy, and in Spain. And which are the engagement methodologies for local communities? So how we are acting over those pilots with inception workshop, co-creation workshop, and focus group, in which specific target group are involved as young people, working population, vulnerable citizens as ethnic minorities, elderly, people with disabilities, and people with limited resources. And are together exploiting existing practices and co-producing innovative mechanisms and approaches to engage citizens and stakeholders. We will leverage in the context of the Agora project the digital tools we have that are listed here. The Agora, the digital Agora or community hub, that is a living digital environment already working. Probably Arianna could also could you please share the link to our Agora community hub that is a digital environment that enables stakeholders, scientists and experts, media and citizens to network and communicate. So it is sort of social media dealing with adaptation issues. And it is the entry point to access all the digital tools that will be developed by the project. Then we have the Agora Digital Academies that aims to support citizen stakeholders to open access climate data for adaptation and for tackle climate change disinformation. Then we will deliver the gamified mobile app to support the education for citizens on climate change adaptation and counter disinformation campaign in an interactive way. So in a gamified, using a gamified approach to foster, to have an interactive and engaging approach. And finally, will be released also the digital handbook, that is an interactive multimedia platform gathering a collection of the lessons learned by the project, and it is intended by a final product of a knowledge integration process through a dynamic and user-friendly navigation system. We discussed about, I mentioned it before, the digital academies among the digital tools, and we have 2 digital academies. The first one is a digital academy against climate change disinformation. So the aim of this academy the aims are to provide trustworthy information about climate change, fact-checked reports and documents, and relevant and emerging resources on this topic. And you can also visit this working website, although still under development, but it is already working. And then we have the Digital Academy on to access and use climate data and monitor climate risk. Also, this is a working website and that has the ambition to identify, provide access to, share guidance on how to use various open sources climate risk and adaptation data, to provide so easy access to information and empower citizens, stakeholders, and policymakers also to use and to visualize climate information. And this last academy is the focus of this session. In the idea as Arianna mentioned, I am the responsible to develop this last academy, and we start with an initial idea. I mean, from the objectives that I showed before, without a clear idea, and this is the reason why we promote co-design and co-development events. Catching the opportunity during a specific conference, as was done in Dublin during the last ICA conference on 2023, where we organized there a dedicated session starting from the beginning. So asking people, the attenders, the participants, that were around 50 people in the room, starting from the beginning. So starting from which are the main barriers and limitations of existing climate platforms and tools that enable the use of climate information. And we gather some feedback, as for example, the lack of understanding, lack of training, complexity of data, and lack of dissemination of existing platform. And then we asked them how the Digital Academy should encourage stakeholders and citizens to engage and actively participate with the platforms. And so they suggested to make a Digital Academy funny and entertaining, attractive, user-friendly, to encourage stakeholders and citizens in dialogue from the beginning. And it is what we are currently doing. And how the Digital Academies can facilitate and learn access to the materials, so remaining current and updated, making it clear, actionable, and intuitive interface, promoting open free access to downloadable materials, and so on. So this was the first co-design event held at ECA. And then we have other co-development processes at other conferences, as the CISC 2023 held in Milan 1 year ago, in which we asked people to provide, we started to have an idea about how to build this academia based on inventories and modules and citizen science, that we will see that these points later. But we started to ask which information could be found in this academia, how we can facilitate the learning and empower citizens, and how we can include the citizen science in the Digital Academy. And we start from these co-design and co-development processes to build the original website that was promoted and presented for the first time during the General Assembly of the AGORA project held in Zaragoza in January 2024, where there was the first showcase of the prototype version of the academia, and also a Miro board was used to brainstorm and co-develop together the Digital Academy, in which we asked about the modules of the academy, prior authorization, what is missed, and it was also a useful session held in January 2024. And finally, we reached, we have, at this stage of the project, we have developed the working website with the three main pillars that came from the objective of the project, that in the co-development and co-design processes, And we start from the first pillar, that are the inventory. So what you can find in this academy, you can find some inventories that select and gather existing apps and platforms on climate data, climate risk, and climate adaptation. So we selected trustworthy existing platform and apps in which you can find climate data, climate risk, and climate adaptation. And we used some selection. For example, we selected the platforms based on the data format that you can find in. If the target area, so the platform will indicate which target area it covers. If the data inside included in this platform are climate projections or include also observation. We select, of course, the time periods, resolution, the language, if there are some visualization options, if there is a technical validation of the data, of course. And those criteria were used to build and to build, of course, these inventories. Then we have now a citizen science section in which we would like to involve citizens in this process. And how we are doing? We are involving citizens in the, of course, pilot region in which, of course, we are, as mentioned before, we are doing co-creation workshop. We are meeting specific focus group, and we are of course promoting this academia, and we are sharing knowledge and practices, interact with the sciences for resilient Europe, and we are working together to involve them in the development of these tools. We are building connection with a community within other citizen science projects, as we observe, as I change. And we have also the opportunity with the form, we give the opportunity to citizens to highlight and improve the digital academia, highlighting the existence of local climate data that are not included, for example, in the inventories, and also to inform about local initiatives or whatever they would like to highlight and to inform the Agora team about local initiatives. And finally, the third pillar of the academia are modules. Modules, of course, that are developed with the specific learning management system that we will see later. And modules will empower users and users or students on a specific topic. We have in mind 8 modules. The first is what is climate. The second, how can climate models can benefit you? How to use and visualize climate data. A fourth module on climate threats and hazard, and the fifth module on climate risks, a sixth module on the adaptation and governance, and investigate options and take actions, and finally new frontiers. So we have these 8 modules in which people can enter in this module that are free, of course. User can enter, can follow this module with a roadmap of around 30-45 minutes, and then you have quiz in which you can test what you learn. And at the end of the 8 courses, you could have a clear idea on those topics. And so we are trying to, also introduce some skill knowledge level. So some modules are base level, advanced, or intermediate level. But you can have at the end of these, if you follow all the modules, you will have a comprehensive understanding on what is climate and how you can access and how you can use these climate data to manage activities if you are interested in climate change data and information. So let's start this explore together the climate risk data, the climate data risk and tool academy. I will start with the showcase. So I will showcase the Digital Academy, so the website, and then I will come back to this slide and you can use this QR code to explore by yourself this academy. So I will pass now to the working, to the working website. Yeah, okay. This is the current website. So you have the home page here with the overview of the project and the product, with the main objective of the Academy that are to identify and provide access and guidance on the usage of open source climate adaptation risk data, provide easy access and empower citizens and stakeholders, and enhance visualization of climate information. As I said before, we have the three pillars, the three main products that are inventories, modules, and citizen science section. If we go, for example, here in inventories, we have this section in which you can find inventory on climate data, climate risk, and climate adaptation. So, for example, if you're interested in climate data, you can go here. You can select your target area, so you can if you are looking at European data, you are looking for European data or global data set or specific country data set. For example, we would like to test this inventory, we can select the European area, the temporal coverage. So are you interested in present or past climate data, or are you looking at future climate projections? So if, for example, we would like to look at observation or reanalysis product, we can select the past and present item. Then you can, of course, select if you are an expert or if you are a general public. And then you can select if you would like to have a visualization of the data. So if you would like to find a platform of existing data with maps, with graphics, or simple raw data. And after this selection, you can push on the button, download the Excel, and then you can you can download this Excel file in which you can find, of course, this list of products that the Agora team have selected. So you have, for example, the IPCC interactive atlas that cover, based on, of course, on the selection that we did. You will have, for example, the interactive atlas. You can have the language of the data is in English. You have data that covers data starting from a long period, so also including paleoclimate data. You can have also observation, but you can have also future projections. You have both maps, graphs, or also other scatter plot, table, and stripes. And you have monthly, seasonal, and annual variables. You can download maps, data, and graphs, and these are the variables that you can find: the temperature anomalies, precipitation anomalies, average temperature. So in case you are interested in this data, you can click on the link, of course, and it will pass you on the IPCC Interactive Atlas, and we select other useful platform in which you can find climate data based on your selection. And this is basically the inventory on climate data, but we have selected also climate risk hubs, in which you can select again the country or the specific country or the target area, so the European or global selection, and the adaptation support tool. So if you would like to look at some specific hazard in terms of extreme weather, extreme temperature for flooding, sea level rise, and so you can find some existing hubs dealing with the climate risk data, not just hazard, but also adaptation, exposure, and vulnerability. And then you can do the same, of course, also for adaptation. So we select, again, we prepare some, gathered information in which you can select the country and the area and define the tool that will support adaptation related to fluvial risk, coastal drought, or whatever you are interested in. Then we have, of course, the citizen science section, as mentioned, in which you can become, of course, a citizen science. So you have here a form in which you can include your name, email, age, location, and scientific interest, and you can select useful tools, or you can highlight and put your input here about existing useful tools or platform related to climate data, climate risks, or climate adaptation that you didn't find in the inventory. So you can select them, and then of course we will check this kind of information, and if the case, we can add, of course, it to the inventories. You can propose here also feedback for the academia, and you can, of course, provide the motivation of your interest and additional notes. So you can contribute to become a citizen, to citizen science, and of course to the project ambition. And finally, you can have the modules. I mentioned the list before. So they are developed in with a learning management system, so as a e-learning platform. You have for the moment just the first module is completed, since the project is still ongoing. And for the end of this year, you can find also the other module developed. So module 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8 as discussed before. So for now, you can just explore and navigate in module number 1. So you can enter here. You can have an overview of the module. So just a preview or what you can find in the roadmap, and then you can enter here in the roadmap, in which you can find this hypertextual narrative. In which there is a sort of topics, so keyword here reported, the specific objectives of the course, and then you can start your lesson. Here, starting, for example, on climate and weather. This first module is what is climate, so it is discussed about the difference between climate and weather, and here you can find a specific discussion. You can go and refer to relevant and robust institution on the topic of climate and weather, and you can find also very short videos or interactive materials in which you can find more detail about the difference between climate and weather. For example, then you can find the difference, the climate variability and climate change. So which are the definition, how we can pass from the climate variability to climate change. Of course, also here we have some useful videos that you can use about, for example, the basic of climate change. Just 1 minute video that could you provide very useful and effective information, more than just the textual narrative here proposed. Then global warming and evidences of climate change in observable phenomena. We put here some data about the ocean temperature, the melting glaciers, and the changing precipitation pattern, and whatever. And when you can see the blue characters, you can of course click. There is an hypertextual, you can click here and you will be reminded to the NOAA, for example, National Ocean Service website, and so on. We also touch the point of social aspect of climate change, so about health, inequality, vulnerability, migration, and cultural shift. We also mentioned the role of COP and the IPCC. So this is the first module that is, completed. You can complete the lesson and then you can go to the quiz. So these are the quiz. You can retake the quiz. You have just 8 questions in this case. You can reply to. You have a multiple choice, and you can try to reply to the quizzes and submit finally your. Of course, I will not do now. You can do you can do by yourself. But yeah, of course, you will reach at a final score, 1 point for each correct response, and so you can find your grade of what you learn about what is climate. So this the first module. If this is fine for you, this is for the moment the showcase. I can conclude this part of the showcase. And then I don't know, Arianna. Probably I can come back to the slide with the QR code in which people
Yes,
can.
I also posted the link in the chat. And
Okay.
We have a question from the audience, Marianna.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you noticed it. They are asking why some European countries are not included.
Yeah, you're right. Of course, this is an ongoing project, and so we start from this inventory. So gathering some existing information. For the moment, not all countries are included, but we will work on that, and we will complete, of course, the list of country for the end of the project. Since, as mentioned before, for the end of the year, we aim to complete the modules, but we have all the next year, so all the 2025, to improve inventories and improve models, improve visual identity and exploration of the website. So we will do that. Thanks for noting it.
Yes, as Marianna said, the idea would be that you scan the code or take the link I posted into the chat and explore a bit the Academy by yourself for 5 minutes. So that once you did that, of course, in the meanwhile, if you have any questions on the functionalities, we are there to help. And after these 5 minutes of personal exploration and testing, we can have a short survey to collect your feedback and then come back to the plenary room. Thank you.
Okay, yes, thank you so much. And I will share the last slide of the presentation, in which you can find a QR code for a brief Mentimeter session. So you can scan, please, your this QR code. I will put it also in the chat, or basically join to the menti.com using the code 79087753. And we can have just a quick Mentimeter session. Let me start this. Okay. So with the Mentimeter, we can have, I hope that someone of you is able to join. I cannot see for the moment any participant, but we have some quick survey. Okay, I can see just one connected people. Oh, probably I need to share also the QR code. I don't know, Arianna, can you support me sharing the QR code in chat?
I can share the Menti number. People have to digit, maybe, Marianna.
Okay, yeah. Yes, please. For the moment, we have just only only 4 person. So the first question is, how interesting do you find the Agora project? And yes, people explain it is a live survey, so you can already see the results. I can see that all the attending people are mentioning extremely interesting. The next question is, which of the digital tools produced by the Agora do you find most interesting or useful? So the Agora Community Hub, or the gamified app, or the Digital Academy to access and use climate data and climate risk, and or the Digital Academy against climate disinformation. Thanks. We have just one reply highlighting that the Digital Academy to access climate data now two. Okay, this is the first rank, the first step for this. Okay, second, the Digital Academy against the climate disinformation, community hub, and the gamified app. Okay, with 5 participants, we have at the second stage the Agora community hub. So thanks a lot. Next question, how have you ever used information to analyze the climate data or climate risk associated with climate change? Very easy to reply, yes or no. Okay, so we have someone that is used to analyze climate information. Okay, so six attenders, all of you are using climate data. Great to know. Last other question, what are the main challenges you have encountered when using climate data? So if you have some find complexity in using the platforms, or issues with data visualization, difficulty in managing complex data format, lack of documentation of usage, or other issues. Okay, thanks a lot. For now, we have 3 replies, but you can also complete this survey in the following. I apologize, it probably was too long during the showcase. Yes, for the moment, the main issue seems to be the difficulty in managing a complex data format. I need to pass to the other question, that is, which module do you find most interesting? We have 8 modules here, and they will be completed, of course, for the end of the year. But we are curious to know which, for your, understanding, or your usage, or your is most useful for your work or your interest. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I like very much this ranking. So about the understanding of climate models, of course, and how to use and visualize climate data could be more. Yeah, thanks a lot. And then we have the last question: how may the models be enhanced to become more appealing and useful for users? So if we should include more images or infographics, or if you believe that more technical reports could be, useful to find in the modules, or if you would like to have more video or tutorials, so something of more interactive. Okay, thanks a lot. Last question. Last question would be, how would you improve the Academy to promote the proper usage of climate data and climate risk and adaptation tools? So you can write something just to propose how we can improve the Digital Academy. What do you think is missing? Yeah, probably we need to go. I cannot see any kind of reply. No people. Oh, okay. Now just one link with the Destination Earth. A more user-friendly interface. You told you are working on it. Yeah. Training mentor on regular basis. Translation to other languages is, yeah, it will be challenging. I hope that there will an Agora 2 project to also provide the translation in other languages. Thanks a lot for this for providing this useful input. And yeah, apologize for the delay. We need to leave this session. Thanks a lot for participating.